What is going on, YouTube? We are back in it for another one. And man, I'm telling you, it is rough times if you are a Call of Duty content creator. If you got a channel that's based around making content on Call of Duty, 2022, 2023, even before that, 2019, shit, even 2018, 2017 before the overhaul, you know, it's been rough, man. It's been rough on these Call of Duty streets, but especially now. Oh my goodness, it's so rough to try to actually stay remotely positive, to keep that passion, that motivation to create content. It is hard, man. It's like, what do you do? If the devs don't care, why should you? You know, you come out here and you rant about broken stuff and it just falls on deaf ears. Nothing ever gets fixed. Like, it's rough. Trust me when I say that. It's hard out here for Call of Duty channels, man. If you got somebody for Call of Duty that you watch and you watch them all the time and they upload consistently and they always have, you know, the right mix and the right content, what you want to see, cherish them channels, man. Go over right now, go over to the channel, just say, hey man, I appreciate you putting in the work, because I'm telling you, man, it is rough. But I got some people out here asking me to talk about all the content that's missing again from this game, how Infinity Ward keeps taking game modes out. I'm being told that they removed border crossing and shipment from Modern Warfare Deuce. Now, I actually went and checked because I was thinking about it. I was like, border crossing? I mean, the game's better off not having border crossing. But that's really messed up too, when we're already starving for content and they're taking more maps out. But I actually jumped on my Series S and checked, and it looks like those maps are still in the game. You know, I went to a private match. The maps are still there. I played a couple of games of Invasion and Border Crossing came up. I did try Kill Confirm just a couple of times, and those maps didn't come up for me, but I don't have all that time to sit there and try an actual 6v6, but it seems like the maps are still in the game, man. So I can't confirm or deny that. It looks like the maps are still in the game, though. I don't really think that's worthy of a rant, considering we are talking about border crossing, but still, hell yeah, man. That would be severely fucked up if they took those maps out of the game, but I can't see it, man. And like I said, I checked, they're there in private match. You know, I did get border crossing in Invasion, so I'm not sure what to say to you guys who think those maps were taken out of the game. To me, it looks like the maps are there. And as for the game modes, I've already made rants about, you know, the kill cam. When I was ranting about the kill cam being removed because it was broken, we found out later it was broken, but at that time we didn't know. I ranted about a bunch of things that they keep taking from us in Call of Duty, things that we've had for years. You know, I made a whole video dedicated to ranting about them removing the third-person game mode. Even though I don't play it, I still made that video. I think it would be kind of redundant at this point to rant more about game modes, man. We already know that's the way it is with this company, with this franchise, man. They give us game modes that are fun, game modes that you actually enjoy. You would like to keep it in the game and keep playing it, and then they just remove it, man, to add it back later, to make it look like they're actually listening to the community. You know, here you go, here's some new content again, right? You just had this 3 months ago, but here you go, here's some new content. You know, I could make another video talking about that shit, but like I said, man, I think that would be redundant at this point. I think you need to call the shit out that needs to be called out, and I think it's important to keep that bird chirping in the ear. But something like this, man, it's, you know, taking out the game modes, putting them back in, it's something they've been doing, though. They've been doing this for years. If you guys remember, a lot of people were complaining about this back in Modern Warfare 2019 and shit. They give you a fun game mode, take it out, give it back to you a couple months later. I don't really think it's worth, you know, making more videos about, man. Like, if it's something substantial, then yeah, we're going to make more videos. We're going to talk about it, right? We're going to keep that bird chirping in the ear. But for something like this, man, I don't really think it's rant worthy, video worthy. I actually kind of want to talk about something else entirely. So I was recommended a video earlier today by TheActMan. I know that's surprising, right? Getting recommended a video by TheActMan. Yo, I'm telling you, before I ever heard of some of these channels out here with 4 million, 5 million subscribers, you know, before I ever heard of Moist Critical and a lot of these other channels, I was probably recommended 100 videos from TheActMan, dead ass. Like, you know, and I enjoy ActMan stuff, right? I enjoyed his Halo 5 Guardians campaign rants, or whatever you want to call them, where he was just breaking down the whole Halo 5 campaign, I actually watched those videos and enjoyed them before I even played the game, right? I enjoy his stuff, but it's just, dude, you're out here, you got a small channel, and you're wondering why your own subscribers are not even notified when you upload, and then you just see how much YouTube pimps this guy out. It makes you wonder, man. That's why when all that shit went down between him and Quantum, and he had his channel demonetized for like a month there or whatever it was, like that's a slippery situation that I don't even want to try to understand. I don't know what happened there, but I'm telling you, man, YouTube loves this man. But anyway, so I was recommended a video on his Modern Warfare Deuce review, right? Why is Modern Warfare Deuce so awesome? And he never had anything in there. Like, I think he did with Modern Warfare 2019, he had in there, why is Modern Warfare 2019 so awesome and bad, or something like that. Like, he'll always put that in there if there's things wrong with the game, but he found some redeeming qualities about that game. But anyways, I was recommended that video, and I remember watching that video from start to finish when he first released it. And it got me thinking about a comment that I got just a few days ago from somebody who was just going off on me on one of my first videos when this game dropped. And I talked about a lot of the things that I had a problem with Modern Warfare Deuce, the things that I was concerned about going forward in the future. And this dude was hating the fuck out of me, right? Like, he was just dropping me paragraphs and paragraphs talking about why I was a shitty YouTuber and why I'm wrong about this, and just a whole gang of shit, right? So he dropped me a comment the other day, though. He came back to one of my videos that I dropped, I don't know, a couple months ago. Can't remember the video. And he was like, dude, look, I just want to apologize. You were right about everything, man. And he just owned up to a lot of shit. He was like, look, man, he was like, I was blinded, right? He was like, I was in that honeymoon phase. And he's like, I didn't want to hear you out, man. And, you know, so I appreciate that. I respect that. Somebody can actually admit when they're wrong. He came back and he apologized for it. I was like, yo, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate you stopping by the channel. I appreciate you taking back a lot of that nasty shit you said. And that's cool, man. Stop by the channel whenever you want. Like, it's water on the bridge, man. It's water off a duck's ass. But that also got me thinking of another comment I seen from a subscriber that I had on the channel a bunch of times. And, you know, I think he still pops around here and there. I haven't seen him around the channel for a bit, but he was like one of those subscribers that, you know, he likes one particular video that I'll do, right? Like, he might like, say, the vibe of my commentaries, right? Or maybe he finds, when I used to upload rage videos all the time, I don't so much anymore, but maybe he found my rage videos funny, right? So he used to stick around the channel for that. But anytime I would ever say something negative about Call of Duty, he was in the comment section disagreeing, like actually getting offended though, right? He was like, dude, I love the channel, man, but you know, you're fucking wrong for this. Like, he would get seriously offended by this. And he brought up that point. He was like, so if you have this problem with Modern Warfare Deuce, but he's like, I wonder why ActMan and this person and that person say that the game is great. They love the game. And I got thinking about it, man, because I'm thinking about ActMan's review on Modern Warfare Deuce when this game was newer, and Angry Joe's review on Modern Warfare Deuce when the game was newer. And they both genuinely liked the game at the time. And it got me thinking, how could they get their views on Modern Warfare Deuce so wrong? We're at this point with this game right now, and a lot of us can't stand this game. A lot of us are unhappy with this game. We're pissed off at this game. But they both loved it. ActMan and Angry Joe, the crew over there at Angry Joe, they genuinely seem to like the game. And it's weird because I usually agree with a lot of their views on these games. There's been a few times where they reviewed a game, I still got the game somehow anyways, and I found myself agreeing with a lot of their points in the review. I was like, yeah, damn, dude, they called that. They were right about this. There's, like, obviously I don't agree with everything. I found myself not agreeing with them a lot when it comes to Call of Duty. As you guys know, Angry Joe, he was always more of a Battlefield guy than a Call of Duty guy, but with Modern Warfare 2019 and with Battlefield lately, you know, he's starting to turn the corner a little bit for Call of Duty. But I think we can all agree that both of those guys, even though they're credible reviewers and, you know, you'll agree with a lot of their points and they make good content and all of that, they're not really Call of Duty guys, right? I would say ActMan is more of a Call of Duty person than Angry Joe is, but these people play a lot of other games. right? They're reviewing a lot of other games. They're not in the trenches like we all are all the time, right? Every day of the week, every week of the month, we're in the Call of Duty trenches playing this shit. We've been like that for years. I mean, shit. I remember ActMan didn't even play Black Ops 2 until it was like way out of its life cycle, and they had to get people to get online with them just to be able to fill up lobbies, man, because it was so far past its prime. Like, so he's not really, like, he does seem to like Call of Duty, but he's not into Call of Duty like we are. You know what I mean? And I got thinking, if they came back to this game now, would they feel the same way? Would they have the same opinions? Would they put up the same type of review if they were reviewing this game now, as opposed to when this game first launched? When this game first launched, you thought you were in for a whole bunch of content, a gang of content. This game was going to be fully supported, and then some, and all of that. We thought if there was big problems with the game, they might give us an overhaul or whatever, right? You thought you were in for a good year, or even 2 years at that point. But if they reviewed those games today, would their opinion still be the same on this game? And to be honest with you, I still think their opinion still wouldn't change all that much. I think it would be a lot similar to what we heard in their reviews when I first watched them, and I watched those videos, and honestly, I didn't agree with a lot of their points. And I think I didn't agree with a lot of their points because the game caters to people like that, right? The game, this new age of Call of Duty, especially Infinity War games, it caters to people like that, right? 1 KD, sub 1 KD players, very casual. You know, the skill-based matchmaking caters to that, man. They don't taste the lobbies that we do. If you're like me, I've always been around a 2 KD player, and that's me being a 2 KD player, rushing, you know, Black Ops 2, MW3, MW2, all those games, Black Ops 1. I've always held around a 2 KD, rushing, and never really going hard. Like, the gameplay you guys see on the channel is never me actually trying. Like, I could probably count on one hand how many gameplays I've actually uploaded on YouTube since I started commentaries where I'm actually trying. I've never been that type of gamer, man, that's like, I'm on the edge of my seat and I'm tryharding my ass off and I'm in full sweat mode, man. I've never been that type of gamer, dude. Never. You know, yeah, I do have some games here and there where I'm getting sweaty, man, but it ain't even like that, right? So I've always been around a 2 KD player, and I'll tell you this, man, my lobbies are pure AIDS in these games, unless you use the rule of 3 or you straight up reverse boost or whatever. Lobbies, if you were a 2 KD player before, your lobbies are AIDS. And you think about like the changes to just the minimap and no dead silence perk alone. Who does that benefit? That benefits players like him, man. It's a whole hell of a lot easier to listen to feet than it is to read a working minimap, is it not? I think if they actually made a review on this game now, as opposed to when they did when this game was newer, I think it might bump their review scores down just a little bit with the lack of content and how much Infinity War clearly cares about Warzone, and they don't give a shit about 6v6 multiplayer. I think that might change their views on that just a little bit, might bump their scores down a little bit, but I think just for the actual gameplay and them having fun in these shitty ass maps and all that we got, I still think their views would be pretty similar, man, to what we heard in those original reviews, man, because I think the game, that's the problem with this game and with this franchise, is it caters to players like that. It wants new money. It doesn't care about us who've been loyal to the franchise and we've been here for years and we keep just hoping that it gets back to what it was before. It wants to bring in these people that is not even going to be here in a week's time or in a month's time. They're gone. They're gone doing other shit. They're gone playing other games. You know, that's the problem with Call of Duty, man. And it just got me thinking about it. And this video is not to throw any shade at ActMan or Angry Joe. I respect those two channels a lot. I watch their shit all the time when I get a notification for them, and it's for something that I'm remotely interested in. I always watch their stuff. I have a ton of respect for both of those channels. This is not me throwing any shade at them whatsoever, but I just something I got thinking about, man. I don't know. Call of Duty's dry as hell right now. Forgive me. But it's just something I got thinking about. And you guys know I don't pretend to be a great Call of Duty player. I don't even think I'm a good Call of Duty player. Like I've always said, you know, I think I'm solid. I can hold my own. But I don't think I'm a great Call of Duty player. But it's just amazing, right? How, you know, you have a couple of ends of the spectrum and how differently they can see a game, you know? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm out.